I am young again. We've arrived in Tarsus to ponder a single word, accident. There is the accident of my city's geography as a single land bridge between the east and the west. There is the accident of its favored position between the Greek and Roman worlds, what had made it a center of education, and the accident of my city's Jews in residence, some of whom held Roman citizenship, pondering the Tarsus that formed me, a Jew named Saul. It is clear that in God's history, there are no accidents. King Midas, Cyrus, Darius of Persia, Alexander the Great, Julius Caesar, Antony and Cleopatra, all these and more left their imprints upon Tarsus. We Tarsians did a fine job of extracting favor after favor from great man after great man. If I may be allowed to boast, we were magnificent at being all things to all people. As the time of my birth grew near, Tarsus discerned many advantages from belonging to the Roman Empire. Our favorites included peace, order, justice, and reasonable taxes. Julius Caesar himself visited some of our officials. He granted Roman citizenship to those who served him especially well. My grandfather was one of these. In gratitude, we renamed our city Juliopolis, though only temporarily. If we fail to find young Saul in this memory, this Tarsus, it's because I'm searching for one person. What we must look for always is three. At every crucial turning point of my life, I was simultaneously a Greek in thought, a Roman in vision, and a Jew in faith. To be a Greek thinker in my day was above all to believe in thinking. The splendor of Greece was only a memory, yet that spirit lived on in my city's reverence for wit, education, reason. I learned from my world not only the versatility of the Greek language, but the subtleties of argument that were the lifeblood of Athens in its day. To be a Roman visionary in my day was above all to believe in vision. Roman vision gave me a world of mountain roads cleared of bandits, sea lanes purged of pirates, a world with a solid and magnetic core that was Rome itself. There was no room for small thinking in such a world. Finally, to be a Jewish believer in my day was above all to believe in belief. I was a Jew, above all else, a Pharisee, holding fast to the traditions of my people. As a child of such orthodox faith, a child said to become a rabbi. I knew well the history of God and his chosen ones. I knew the story of his love, sealed by the law of Moses, and a people's refusal to live by the law. But I also knew of God's abiding love, a love that took the form of a promise made to a man named Abraham, who believed. And on that day, from that belief, a people was formed for God's purpose, and a new, even larger promise was made. You wonder, I know, if I prepared to leave Tarsus for my studies in Jerusalem, did I think about this promise? Did I envision God's empire as small and select, the envy of all, but the possession of just a few Jews? Or could I glimpse the distant boundaries of an empire that reached beyond the mountains and seas to lands untouched even by Rome? Might this God the Conqueror, in some new way, follow Alexander, Julius Caesar, and the others, making my Tarsus a bridge amongst his peoples? I did wonder such things that hot, sleepless night before my departure. I even wondered what small part I might play in God's plan. Might I help build such a bridge? Design such a bridge, explain such a bridge with erudition in the synagogues. Yet I never imagined that I would be that bridge, building up, then laying down my life, that God the Conqueror might cross. I am the least of the apostles, unfit to be called an apostle, because I persecuted the church of God. But by his grace, I am what I am. And his grace to me has not been ineffective.